Hey everyone, this is Joe with Southeastern Frontiers, and today I'm doing a leisurely 2-night backpacking trip in the Sipsey Wilderness. The route I'm taking is a loop that consists of Trail 224, which is also known as the Bunyan Hill Wagon Road, to 204, which I will take down to visit the big tree. And I plan on camping in that area tonight. And then tomorrow, I'll go down to the Sipsey branch and follow that throughout the day, basically as far as I want to go. And find a nice campsite somewhere along the river or the creek. And then on the third day, I just head back up to the Borden Creek parking area, which is where I started. So off we go. All right, here we are at the northern Borden Creek Trailhead. And we are going to be heading down that way to head down to the Borden Creek to start off this trip. All right, the trail officially starts here. Entering the Sipsey Wilderness. Off we go. The trail starts out today as a steady 230-foot descent from the parking area down to the Borden Creek, to the bridge over the Borden Creek. And we are almost upon that. This is the bridge over the Borden Creek, a famous landmark in this area. This is also a major trail junction. So off to the left here is Trail 200. That goes down along the Borden Creek all the way down to the Sipsey River parking area, or the Sipsey Wilderness parking area, picnic area. And then over on this side are Trails 207 and 203. They both head up north, one along Brazil Creek and the other one off through the woods to the northeast. But today, I am taking Trail 224, also known as the Bunyan Hill Wagon Road, and it crosses over the bridge because I'm basically following this old road for most of today. So we'll come out onto the Borden Creek Bridge, which I never miss when I'm in this area. And take a look over the edge. Oh, the Borden Creek is so pretty. All right, crossing over the bridge. The old road becomes a little less pronounced, but it's here. And we are going to be following Trail 224 for most of today. And I think we have to gain back that 230 feet we just lost. That's how it goes. Uphill we go. Today, most of the trail consists of Trail 224, the Bunyan Hill Wagon Road. And it's an old wagon road, as the name implies. And so it's pretty flat and pretty wide. It's, a little bit overgrown in places, but I think it's mostly pretty flat. I don't think there's a whole lot to see from what I know. I've actually never hiked this segment of it. I've hiked other pieces of it, but not between the Borden Creek and Trail 204. So it'll be new for me, but I don't think there's gonna be a lot to see. I think it's just an old road. In patches where the sun breaks through the trees above, there are beautiful little purple flowers. You can see them all along here. Another unique feature of this hike is that I'm hiking alone. This is a solo backpacking trip for me. Very, very much a rarity. I generally prefer hiking with friends. and making a social event of things. But it's the middle of the week. Most people have to work. I had a whole bunch of vacation time banked up, so we were at a slow spot at work, so I'm out in the woods. The Bunyan Hill Road is a tunnel of trees. Very easy to walk though. Now I've started encountering some really pretty yellow flowers, along with the ever-present purple ones. Wish I knew what my plants and flowers were, but I do not. The tunnel of trees continues. Well, I stopped here and took a little break. Still following the tunnel of trees on the Bunyan Hill Road. But I'm getting pretty close to Trail 204 now. We have finally arrived at the junction of Trail 224, which goes off that way, and Trail 204, which goes this way. So Trail 204 is what I want today. So say goodbye to the long tunnel of trees, and let's see if we can see some different scenery this way. Okay, we have come to a Y in the trail. So, Trail 204 goes to the left, but we're not going to take that today. We might take it tomorrow. 204A goes to the right. The sign is kind of hard to read, but anyway, so 204A will take us down to East B Branch, which is where you find the big tree, and that's where we're headed today. So off we go. There are some large flat campsites on the plateau here above the East B Branch, right off of 204A. If you're with a big group like Boy Scouts or something, this is a good place to go. But since I'm by myself, I'm going to try to find a more secluded spot closer to water. All right, 204A is now starting to descend steeply down. And if I remember right, it gets very steep indeed as we descend down into the East B Branch Canyon. It is so much cooler down here in the canyon than it was up on the plateau. Whew, it's quite a descent down though. But we are near some really cool sights. Oh man, that's a ways down. And that there is East B Branch Falls. And we're right at the top of it. A brave soul can go down there and lay down and look right over the edge if you want. I don't need to, but people do. We're going to continue over that way and work our way down to the very bottom of the canyon here. I found my campsite for the night, I think. I call this site the Ledges at Big Tree. It's a ledge on a cliff looking down into the East B Branch. There's not much space here. You can get one tent in. I've done two here before, but somebody had to sleep on a slope. But with just me, it should be fine. I'll put my one tent right down here in the bottom. Well, first order of business is to filter some water. So, got to fill my bag here. All right, I got my campsite all set up. It's tight, but I fit. Time to go take a look at the big tree. That right there is the big tree. It's the biggest tree in Alabama. The big tree is about 25 feet around and about 150 feet tall. So for scale, this is me with the big tree. And you can hear in the background the East Bee Branch Falls that we were on top of a little bit ago falling down back there. There's a view of East Bee Branch Falls. And right over here is the big tree. One last look at the big tree before I head back up to camp. Well, I managed to get the fire started. Relaxing at camp. Very nice. Got the fire going. It's nice and toasty, though it's not terribly cold today, so that was maybe a little unnecessary, but I'll like the ambiance once it's dark. I mentioned earlier that I'm hiking alone today, which is very unusual for me. In fact, this is the very first time I've ever been solo backpacking. I hike day hikes alone every now and then, but this is my first time solo backpacking. I'm giving it a try, seeing how it goes. But I suspect I'd rather sit here and chat with someone tonight. All right, time to get supper going. You don't call it a pocket rocket for nothing. Let's boil some water. Tonight's dinner is chili mac with beef. Not too bad. Not as good as lasagna and meat sauce, but not too bad. Here is the Ledges at Big Tree campsite. Pretty tiny. Got to squeeze between the rocks. But this time of evening, it's really neat. You can hear the water running down in the canyon.